Shalom, family. Shalom. Bless the family. Bless the Most High. Thank the Most High for getting in His Word and just knowing, just having some eyes to see, man. You know, having some eyes to see and just seeing. You got to be strong to really see and want to stay in it. So a lot of people that's in this walk, you really are stronger than the people that just kind of sell out to do some wickedness in this world, you know. So you gotta really always take that as some courage and confidence that the fact that you fighting up against your flesh in this world and the powers that be, you know, that's saying a lot about you. You know, especially if you just staying on it. It's so easy to give up. That's weak to just, oh, I'm doing this. No, you are strong to stay in this, like we was bringing out on our phone lessons on Thursday, right? So just, you know, thank the Most High that you got that strength and that He keeping you, because, you know, sometimes you have different feelings, emotions about yourself in this. You know, you could have some good days and some bad days, and just know that that's part of it. You know, sometimes people think, man, I'm the only one going through this, because you keeping all that stuff to yourself. You know, but just know that, you know, you walking the walk. I mean, especially you consistently gathering, consistently reading, consistently in the world, you know, thinking on what the Most High wants you to do every single day. Like, if you thinking that with the way you operate, even in conversation, you know, like, man, I shouldn't be talking about this with this person right now, or man, I need to stop. I need to, you know, that don't stop. So stay on that path. We're gonna go into Exodus 20 from the brothers, you know, for baptized brothers, you know, bring that out, the Most High's law that keeps us aright. You know, if we didn't have the Most High's law, how much more crazy would this world be, you know, if we didn't have the Most High's law? Brothers, if we can start Exodus 20.
The book of Exodus chapter 20, verse 1. And God spake all these words, saying, I am the Lord thy God, which hath brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image, or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God, visiting iniquity of the fathers upon the children, unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me, and showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain, for the Lord will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work. But the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. In it thou shalt not do any work, thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates.
For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, the sea and all that in them is, and rested the seventh day. Wherefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it. Honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee. Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his ox, nor his ass, nor anything that is thy neighbor's. And all the people saw the thunderings and the lightnings, and the noise of the trumpet, and the mountain smoking. And when the people saw it, they removed and stood afar off. And they said unto Moses, Speak thou with us, and we will hear. But let not God speak with us, lest we die. And Moses said unto the people, Fear not, for God is come to prove you, and that his fear may be before your faces, that ye sin not.
You know, if people, you got what they say is visual learners, and what's the other one? What?
Auditory, like they can just hear it.
Yeah, they can hear it. You got some people that's visual. What is some of y'all in here? Y'all visual, both?
Visual.
I'm a little bit of both, but I prefer to see it.
Yeah,
See,
okay.
that too, yeah.
Okay, so I'd say I'm a little bit of both. Brother Lamawad?
I'm more hands-on. I gotta go through it, yeah.
I'm more the repetitive type. I gotta keep doing it so it sinks in.
We know. Yeah, so, you know, our lesson today is the importance of the wilderness. Let's revisit it on a deeper level. Like, some of us know what was going on in the wilderness, right? There was lessons to be learned in the wilderness. There's the future of what was going on in the wilderness, because that's gonna come again, right? The trials and tribulations, the renewing of the mind, the Israelites being proved, like the Most High said, you know, he sent us in the wilderness 40 years to prove us. You had to get brainwashed, right? I say that because the Israelites were aware, family.
Say again?
Where were our ancestors? Where were we in captivity for about 200 years?
Egypt.
We were in Egypt. So imagine us here in America for what, 400 years? You don't really know. You could take someone that's been on earth the exact same time as you, right? Exact same amount of time as you, but they lived in a whole different country without BET, without MTV, without all the stuff that you grew up, without they PBC and they Sesame Street, all that stuff. It's gonna be a whole different mindset, right? So Most High had to get everything that you was dealing with and get you all about him. And majority of the people couldn't make it to the next phase. They made it out of Egypt. Some didn't make it to past the golden calf right after the law. Then you got some that was murmuring against Moses, couldn't stay focused, murmuring against the Most High, all the way till Joshua going to possess the land of Canaan, right? Which they later called Israel. And that whole generation didn't make it. So things that can be learned, what's to come, the renewing of the mind before they went to get the land. Know that, you know, all this stuff in the Old Testament, oh, you know, you just New Testament. All things written for our learning. There's no new thing under the sun. And he's going to bring us back under the rod again, like the book of Ezekiel says. So today, family, for our visuals, because some people too aren't really good with with the geography, right? Some people need to see where these parts of the earth are. They hear these names, Mesopotamia, Egypt. Let's even though they might have the melanin wrong, but we gonna just play this, family. We gonna just play this.
Abraham in Mesopotamia, and said to him, Get thee out of thy country, and from thy kindred, and from thy father's house, unto a land that I will show thee, and I will make of thee a great nation. Abraham obeyed the Lord, and came into the promised land of Canaan, where he lived along with his son Isaac, and his grandson Jacob, who was later renamed Israel. Israel and his 12 sons went down into Egypt because of a famine in the land of Canaan. And there they multiplied into a mighty nation. The Egyptians felt threatened by the powerful nation of Israel living among them. So they enslaved them and made their lives bitter with hard bondage. After 430 years in Egypt, they were let out of bondage by Moses, then crossed the Red Sea and went into Arabia, where they received the law of God at Mount Sinai. The generation of Israelites that left Egypt with Moses were not allowed to enter the promised land because of their lack of faith in the Lord. They were forced to wander in the wilderness for 40 years until a new generation rose up that trusted the Lord and entered the promised land with Joshua. For about 400 years, the 12 tribes of Israel were ruled by the judges according to the law of Moses. When they desired to have a king like all the other nations, God appointed Saul to be their king, who reigned over them for 40 years, followed by King David, who reigned 40 years, and David's son Solomon, who reigned 40 years. During the reign of Solomon, the kingdom of Israel was at its most glorious, and the first temple was built. But because Solomon's heart turned away from the Lord in his old age, God told him that 10 of the tribes would not be ruled.
Alright, we just wanted to play just a visual of, you know, where they were at as far as Mesopotamia in that area, right? In case you didn't know how close these places were, Israel, Egypt, so forth, so on. So we're gonna get into the lesson, the importance of the wilderness. If we could go to Exodus 17 to show you the same thing that was leading up, it's the same thing that's going on now and getting ready to happen. Let's go to Exodus chapter 17. Let's start from verse 1.
It's the book of Exodus, chapter 17 and verse 1. And all the congregation of the children of Israel journeyed from the wilderness of Sin, after their journeys according to the commandment of the Lord, and pitched in Rephidim, and there was no water for the people to drink. Wherefore the people did chide with Moses, and said, Give us water that we may drink. And Moses said unto them, Why chide ye with me? Wherefore do ye tempt the Lord? And the people thirsted there for water. And the people murmured against Moses, and said, Wherefore is this that thou hast brought us up out of Egypt to kill us and our children and our cattle with thirst? And Moses cried unto the Lord, saying, What shall I do unto this people? They be almost ready to stone me. And the Lord said unto Moses, Go on before the people, and take with thee of the elders of Israel, and thy rod, wherewith thou smotest the river. Take in thine hand, and go. Behold, I will stand before thee there upon the rock in Horeb, and thou shalt smite the rock, and there shall come water out of it, that the people may drink. And Moses did so in the sight of the elders of Israel. And he called the name of the place Massah and Meribah, because of the chiding of the children of Israel, and because they tempted the Lord, saying, Is the Lord among us or not? Then came Amalek and fought with Israel in Rephidim.
Then came who?
Amalek.
Who?
Amalek.
So then came the sons of Edom, right? The Amalek. Then came their ancestry, right? So know that what's going on now, this is the same people that the Most High said what?
Then came Amalek and fought with Israel in Rephidim. And Moses said unto Joshua, Choose us out men, and go out, fight with Amalek. Tomorrow I will stand on the top of the hill with the rod of God in my hand.
Go out there and fight against these Amalekites that's trying. Look, I'm coming to give you your promise. I'm going to give you the land, and these people are trying to stop you. It's the same thing going on now. We got to revisit this for the lessons, right? Finish reading.
Verse 10. So Joshua did as Moses had said unto him, and fought with Amalek. And Moses, Aaron, and Hur went up to the top of the hill. And it came to pass when Moses held up his hand that Israel prevailed. And when he let down his hand, Amalek prevailed. But Moses' hands were heavy, and they took a stone and put it under him. And he sat thereon, and Aaron and Hur stayed up his hands, the one on the one side, and the other on the other side. And his hands were steady until the going down of the sun. And Joshua discomfited Amalek and his people with the edge of the sword. And the Lord said unto Moses, Write this for a memorial in a book, and rehearse it in the ears of Joshua. For I will utterly put out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven.
So we don't just teach, all the east side, all the nations, right? But this nation, the Amalekites, with the Horite lineage, when you read Genesis 36, like we've said before, it's the serpent seed. They don't have the same spirit and mindset towards the Most High or His people at all. Like, if you doing things like, what's that 9/11 that just passed? If you doing things like that, if you doing world depopulation, if you're doing things, all these things they doing, we know what's up. But in case the people watching don't know, if you're doing this stuff, I mean, if you think about the mindset of a lot of the people that's doing evil in the world, of course at the head is the devil, but who's financing the programming? Them. So they partaking in every piece of blood that those people touching, right? They're at the top of the pyramid. Let's finish reading.
Verse 15. And Moses built an altar and called the name of it Ahionesis. For he said, because the Lord hath sworn that the Lord will have war with Amalek from generation to generation.
So all generations, there's a war going on. There's a war going on. Let's get the Strong for War. That's not the one I sent you though, so you gotta look that one up. But what the Most High will have war. So if He's at war with them from generation to generation, what is war? Because we think of war just like, all right, just a one-time combat, right? But go ahead.
No, war could be different type of stuff. It could be a mindset. It could be, you know, I'm getting away like a mindset.
Like just going
it could be
against.
all around. Long if you plotting pretty much with somebody.
So that's why that's why we get the strong, because it's not that they haven't been trying to get to outer space. It's not that they haven't been trying to destroy His people worldwide. It's not that they haven't, you know, they've been trying to do it for a long time. Let us know when you got it.
This is the Strong's for war, and it's H4421. Melkama, a battle that is the engagement, generally war, that is warfare, battle, fighting, war. That's it.
A battle, right? So this is a battle. This is the battle of good versus evil, and the Most High has a people to bring forth the true knowledge of His word, and that's what's going on now. That's why Israel, it's like, man, well, who has it? Is it this group? Is it that camp? Is it this? Is it that? Even, you know, because it's power going on with our people, right? But all of a sudden, this book been here 2,000 years, and now it's just like bubbling to the point people like, no, I don't even want to play with it. I know that's real what y'all talking about. I want to go. I see people all the time. You done, or let's just say our loved ones in the world. I've personally had people that have come, inquire, man, that's deep. Seen the documentary, dang, okay, give me some questions. And then turn around and just love reposting some TD Jakes or Joel Osteen. So, you know, our people love the smooth things. It's like, so you go back to that, you know that's not it, but, you know, this is just like we were saying when we first opened up today, just saying like how strong you are to know this truth and to just keep eating on it, keep eating it up, you know? Let's finish reading. Now let's pick it up at let's go to Numbers 24. Let's go to the book of Numbers.
Yeah, I mean, psychological. Just let you know, I couldn't think of it at the time.
Yeah.
Psychological, you know what I meant though.
Like I said, and you see that's what they do. It's always psychological first with them. The fear of the campaign in 2020, it was fear, right? And then they brought the solution, which they had the solution already before they even gave the problem.
Yeah.
So they do this every time. Numbers chapter 24. Let's get start. Let's just get 19. Let's get 18. Let's start at Numbers. Let's start at 17 through 20.
The book of Numbers, chapter 24 and verse 17. I shall see him, but not now. I shall behold him, but not nigh. There shall come a star out of Jacob.
Who's that star?
Israel.
Khan. Read.
And a scepter shall rise out of Israel,
Mm-hmm.
and shall smite the corners of Moab,
And we know the land of Moab, around them areas that we showed you.
and destroy all the children of Sheth.
Mm-hmm.
And Edom shall be a possession.
Edom shall be a possession.
Seir also shall be a possession for his enemies.
Mm-hmm.
And Israel shall do valiantly.
Mm-hmm.
Out of Jacob shall come he that shall have dominion, and shall destroy him that remaineth of the city. And when he looked on Amalek, he took up his parable and said,
So when he looked upon the sons of Amalek,
Amalek was the first of the nations.
who's the first of the nations? Who's, like we showed the images, whose Caesar crown is around the United Nations? The Roman Empire. That feather, we could have got the image up. But that Caesar's crown holding up the United Nations logo, right? Finish reading.
Amalek was the first of the nations, but his latter end shall be that he perish forever.
So, it's something about before the truth when we see all these names, you just be like, that's too much. Then in these last days, people, the Most High, sending that spirit to finally connect the dots. And you finding out who the Amalekites are today, who the lineage of Esau, Jacob, all that stuff, right? Because you could never get the truth of the Bible if you don't know who is who.
Facts.
You could never understand this Bible. We don't care how long someone been pastoring, and my grandpa and my dad and all this a pastor. If you don't know who is who, you don't know the Bible. Simple. The Most High left it all here for a reason. He left you clues. They can no longer run. They can't run. They can't run from, the prophecies of the Most High.
Especially with the visuals that we've been given over the years, because when you read this, the strength in Joshua, that's not what you see in those videos, in the Ten Commandments videos and all those videos. The visual is very important.
Yeah,
So
certainly they have turned everything upside down, like the word say. So you see the visual, you like, I ain't reading that book. That's why Wisdom of Solomon, is it 14 or 15, says that basically those images have become a stumbling block to the souls of men. So that these images have stopped you from wanting to seek the Most High. And you went off to something else, and they just said, well, go to Africa, that's black. Take anything that's black is good, because of what these jokers on these posters have done for thousands of years, right? And now, but whoever belongs to the Most High, they say they belong to him. So people that don't want to, serve the Most High is because they don't want to change their ways. Is that straight on there? It is?
Yeah, that's what I thought too. So I looked at this on.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so finish reading that. Oh, we already got that. That he shall perish forever. So Christ is coming to bring destruction about that. Let's go to Exodus chapter 19. We're going to get it in today, Ahia willing. Con.
The book of Exodus chapter 19 verse 1. In the 3rd month, when the children of Israel were gone forth out of the land of Egypt, the same day came they into the wilderness of Sinai.
And we just showed that, family.
For they were departed from Rephidim, and were come to the desert of Sinai, and had pitched in the wilderness. And there Israel camped before the mount. And Moses went up unto God, and the Lord called unto him out of the mountain, saying, Thus shalt thou say to the house of Jacob, and tell the children of Israel, Ye have seen what I did unto the Egyptians, and how I bare you on eagle's wings, and brought you unto myself. Now therefore, if ye will obey my voice indeed, and keep my covenant, then ye shall be a peculiar treasure unto me above all people. For all the earth is mine.
So, obedience in his covenant. I mean, let's just face the fact that, you know, we always want people to treat us how we want to be treated, right? And if someone abuses your love, let's say that, mistreats you, so the Most High, a lot of people want to run to the Most High when they're in trouble, but they don't want to really just stay on it when everything is all good. So how could you say you down with God? And that's the majority of people in this world. Like, they don't want to just give it up to the Most High, right? So he knows who's playing with him. Leave it there. Let's finish reading.
Verse 6. And ye shall be unto me a kingdom of priests and an holy nation. These are the words which thou shalt speak unto the children of Israel. And Moses came and called for the elders of the people, and laid before their faces all these words which the Lord commanded him. And all the people answered together and said, all that the Lord hath spoken we will do. And Moses returned the words of the people unto the Lord. And the Lord said unto Moses, Lo, I come unto thee in a thick cloud, that the people may hear when I speak with thee, and believe thee forever. And Moses told the words of the people unto the Lord. And the Lord said unto Moses, Go unto the people, and sanctify them today and tomorrow, and let them wash their clothes, and be ready against the third day. For the third day the Lord will come down in the sight of all the people upon Mount Sinai.
Think about that. The Most High wants you prepared when you, Most High really don't be playing. He wants you cleaned up before you approach him every single time. Like they always say, cleanliness is next to godliness. Just finish reading.
And thou shalt set bounds unto the people round about, saying, Take heed to yourselves that ye go not up into the mount or touch the border of it.
So specific instructions when you approach me. That's what he's saying, right? Read.
Whosoever toucheth the mount shall be surely put to death.
So we look at death different. I say me. I like to see what is the different mindsets of Israel, right? What y'all thinking? But I'm looking at this, and he's saying, see, we look at death. Oh man, he's saying, oh, you come here. This is the rules to approach me. You done. He deal with you he deal with your spirit, with your soul, right? But in this world, we just think when someone pass away, yeah, it hurt, right? But he don't look at it like that. Like that's just flesh. This is forever. Look, that's play. He dealing with the real part of you. So it's nothing for him to say, well, your flesh is done. Here, the spirit, because you didn't approach me right. Is it making sense to y'all, family? Okay, let's finish reading.
There shall not an hand touch it, but he shall surely be stoned or shot through. Whether it be beast or man, it shall not live. When the trumpet sounded long, they shall come up to the mount. And Moses went down from the mount unto the people, and sanctified the people, and they washed their clothes. And he said unto the people, Be ready against the third day, come not at your wives. And it came to pass on the third day in the morning, that there were thunders and lightnings, and a thick cloud upon the mount.
Let's hold it right there. Who could give me a precept or another time when the Most High spoke out of a cloud? The Most High, when he spoke out of a cloud. Anybody?
Was it when they were coming out of Egypt?
That's the time. That's what's going on here.
And the cloud was over?
Anybody?
It's Exodus 20, the law, when he's given the law. But I don't know if it was specific cloud or not.
Let's go to Matthew 17. Hold what you got.
Let's see.
Let's start at verse 3.
The book of Matthew, chapter 17 and verse 3. And behold, there appeared unto them Moses and Elias talking with him. Then answered Peter and said unto Yeshua, Lord, it is good for us to be here, if thou wilt. Let us make here 3 tabernacles, one for thee, and one for Moses, and one for Elias. While he yet spake, behold, a bright cloud overshadowed them. and behold, a voice out of the cloud which said, This is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased. Hear ye him.
The Most High say, look, I ain't tell you go set up all this for Moses and Elias. Look, this is my son. Listen to him. Nobody tell you, because sometimes we do a little extra, right? You get to setting stuff up. Just wanting to help, right? Out of just wanting to help. So Most High, like, now hold on. He got it. So that was a time, right? And it's another time. We got the book of Acts, like that. We just want to make sure we stay on the precept, right, family? Let's finish reading in Exodus.
Picking up at verse 16. And it came to pass on the third day, in the morning, that there were thunders and lightnings, and a thick cloud upon the mount, and the voice of the trumpet exceeding loud, so that all the people that was in the camp trembled. And Moses brought forth the people out of the camp to meet with God. And they stood at the nether part of the mount. And Mount Sinai was altogether on a smoke, because the Lord descended upon it in fire. And the smoke thereof ascended as the smoke of a furnace, and the whole mount
The kingdom of Israel.
And the whole mount quaked greatly. And when the voice of the trumpet sounded long, and waxed louder and louder, Moses spake, and God answered him by a voice. And the Lord came down upon Mount Sinai on the top of the mount. And the Lord called Moses up to the top of the mount. And Moses went up. And the Lord said unto Moses, Go down, charge the people, lest they break through unto the Lord to gaze, and many of them perish.
Hold on. Go tell them if they go fix this, because they're going to come up here. They want to see what's going on. They're going to perish. Too much power. So think about it. You can't come up no other way through Christ. Right? You got to approach to even make it in his kingdom. So it's so much deeper than just people, I don't got to believe. I believe in whatever God I want. No, you ain't even coming with his proper setup. He don't want to deal with you. You filthy. You dirty. You been in Babylon. You been in this world. You in the flesh. This is the only sacrifice that could come through the Most High. And just us being here in this earth, it's things like, what, you got to take your shoes off when you come in. You got to have access to a certain door at your job. You got to have a certain way to get in. So the Most High is saying this is access into this kingdom of heaven. And people think they're going to just do what they want to do to get in. In God's kingdom, you can't go through many doors. You can't even go to McDonald's and just say, I want to walk back here and just get some food. So why wouldn't people think the Most High got rules? It just don't make sense. It don't make sense to us, right? It just don't make sense. He just loves you so much, you can do whatever you want. Not true. Let's finish reading.
And let the priest also, Salakia, verse 22, and let the priest also, which come near to the Lord, sanctify themselves, lest the Lord break forth upon them. And Moses said unto the Lord,
One of the most important mountains in the entire Bible.
Salakia.
Verse 23.
Yeah, go ahead.
Verse 23. And Moses said unto the Lord, The people cannot come up to Mount Sinai, for thou chargest us, saying, Set bounds about the mount, and sanctify it. And the Lord said unto him, Away, get thee down, and thou shalt come up, thou and Aaron with thee. But let not the priest and the people break through to come up come up unto the Lord, lest he break forth upon them. So Moses went down unto the people and spake unto them.
Brother, could we get this part too? Yeah, so the Bible, this record of the Israelites, let's go to the book of Galatians. Since they always want to say it's fairy tale, you always got to tell people, no, that's a history book. That's a prophetic and it's a history book. The kingdoms in there rule the world. That's my go-to, right? The kingdoms in there can be confirmed out in history. Outside of the Bible, they love to hear that outside of the Bible. Let's go to 4 and 25 in Galatians.
It's the book of Galatians, chapter 4 and verse 25. For this Agar is Mount Sinai in Arabia.
So Mount Sinai is in Arabia. Let's get this. Mount Sinai is in Arabia.
Moses, when he was taking care of Jethro's flocks, now that was his father-in-law, and when he had fled Egypt, he lived in the land of Midian, and the land of Midian is in north of Saudi Arabia. There is no archaeological evidence for Midian in the Sinai Peninsula, and it was on one of those days when he was out with the flocks that it says he went to the mountain of God in the book of Exodus, and it says he saw a burning bush on Mount Sinai. So then you'll realize that Mount Sinai is close to the home where Jethro lived in the land of Midian.
His theory is that after crossing the Red Sea, the Israelites would have wandered in this very desert. As the team retraced their steps, it was easy to see why water was foremost in their minds. After the Israelites crossed the Red Sea in the end of Exodus chapter 15, it says that they came to the oasis called Elim, where there were 12 springs and 70 palm trees. Well, those 12 springs are still here. Here's one of them behind me that's been cemented in over the years, but it's still used by the Bedouins in this area to this day. But will the new Saudi mega project threaten this history?
There's a city they call the Line, which would go from the coast all the way up into the mountains of Midian. And they just announced this next city, which is up in the mountains of Jabal Lawz. This whole mountain range we believe to be the mountain of God. And so you will find, as you're driving around the desert, these brand new roads that they're putting in, and this whole camp set up for the workers. So it's a multi-year project. We're just hoping that they don't, not just ruin the view, but destroy anything of biblical significance out there.
After more off-roading, we came upon this site, a huge mountain with a peak that appears burned.
The evidence is all around us that this is the true Mount Sinai. Now, I know there are many proposed locations for the mountain of God, but this mountain here in the land of Midian is the only one that matches all the biblical evidence for Mount Sinai, or the mountain of God, or another name is Mount Horeb.
This large plain at the base of the mountain would have easily accommodated the Israelites and all their animals, and Jones tells us more.
Ron White discovered these pieces of marble when he first came here in the mid-1980s. In 1985, he found on one of the sections, written in ancient Hebrew, the name Solomon, the mountain of God, Moses. And so he believed, because of these key words, that King Solomon actually set up a marble shrine dedicated to the mountain of God at the base of Mount Sinai.
And look at this, a large...
All right, so we know it's in Mount Sinai, right? According to the scripture first. Let's go to, we know that, okay, so you got the law in Exodus 20, right, family? Got that law. Let's go to Romans chapter 7. And let's get verse 12. This law being so important that they just think the Most High just came and gave to the Israelites and took it off the table because he gave his son. Just the confusion that we grew up in with the churches, you know, as far as, well, you're not supposed to keep no laws. That's a bad thing. But the word says this.
The book of Romans, chapter 7 and verse 12. Wherefore the law is holy, and the commandment holy, and just and good.
So we know that these commandments are holy. Playing with the Most High, right? Malachi 3 and 6.
The book of Malachi, chapter 3 and verse 6. For I am the Lord, I change not.
He loves his law. Go to, let's get Romans 3 and verse 31.
The book of Romans, chapter 3 and verse 31. Do we then make void the law through faith? God forbid.
So he's still about it. This thing that he gave us at Mount Sinai, he's still about that. Don't think that he done. Why? Why would he take that away? Why would he want you to go do everything against his law when it says that the law is spiritual, the law is holy? Go Where we at? 2 Thessalonians chapter 1. Actually, let's get 1 and 8. 2 Thessalonians chapter 1 and verse 8.
The book of 2 Thessalonians, chapter 1 and verse 8. In flaming fire, taking vengeance on them that know not God, and that obey not the gospel of our Lord Yeshua Christ.
So it says that they don't know the Most High God. They don't know God. Family, who could give me precept? How do you know God? Precept. How do you know the Father in heaven? How do you know God? When someone says, not my God, and I know God, if you know somebody, that if you say you know somebody up in here, you're gonna say you know them, right? You know what they value, you know characteristics. So how do we know the Most High? We just make up what we want, right? We just make them to be somebody that we want to make us feel better? Yeah, man, I was good at basketball, right? But you didn't make the team. That don't add up. That don't add up, right? So how do we know? How do we know?
Precept.
How do we know? We don't know our precept. Don't. Me and Lama Wild want to take some vacations. We want to see if someone could hold us down for a week or two. Go ahead, 1 John. Dog.
1 John chapter 2 and verse 3. And hereby we do know that we know him if we keep his commandments.
Mm-hmm. You got to know his commandments, right? So first you got to know him and do them. You got to know him and you got to do them. Yeah, because you know what's pleasing to him. But some people think just because they don't want to know what's pleasing to him that, why, I ain't know. I don't care. You ain't try to know.
Verse 4 out.
You think you ain't got to know him? Go ahead.
He that saith, I know him, and keepeth not his commandments, is a liar, and the truth is not in him.
Simple.
Which precept was that? 1 John?
1 John 2 and 3.
Let's keep it going. So the Most High, he about this law that he gave on Mount Sinai that he went through so much. Go to let's go to Isaiah 42 and 21.
What do you think will happen if they start trying to build stuff out there?
Oh yeah, I started to say some of that. What they out there for, right? What you just all of a sudden you just want to just build something right there, huh? What, like all of a sudden you want to come and just build something on Mount Sinai.
They want to cover something up.
Yeah, it's always what they trying to do. Trying to war.
Precept again, that was 1 John 2 and 3.
2 and 3. 1 John. 1 John chapter 2 and verse 3.
You just want to just come and you just want to keep on building where he at. You want to go build around Israel. You want to come build around Mount Sinai. You want to just every time. That's why he say the pride of their heart doesn't deceive them. It's a lot of pride when he say in the book of Obadiah, the Amalekites, the sons of Edom. You just hard headed. We stiff necked, but they hard headed. Right? Let's bring that out. What you had? Isaiah 42 and 21.
The book of Isaiah chapter 42 and verse 21. The Lord is well pleased for his righteousness' sake. He will magnify the law and make it honorable.
So he gonna magnify the law, make it honorable. It is an honorable thing, because think about it. I know me personally, I wouldn't, without this law, it pump your brakes a lot of times, right? It pump your brakes every time, like, you know what, nah. And then you try to bring your law ways to the lawless in the world. That's why it's like you need to just you got to stay close with the family. Not saying you don't deal with your people, in the world accordingly, but because it's a rule book we living by. It's a rule book we living by. Let's go to 2nd Esdras in the Apocrypha, chapter 3. Let's start at verse 15. 3 and 15, second Esdras. Second Esdras.
The book of Second Esdras, chapter 3 and verse 15. And madest an everlasting covenant with him, promising him that thou wouldest never forsake his seed. And unto him thou gavest Isaac.
Who did he make this promise with?
Abraham.
Finish reading.
And unto him thou gavest Isaac, and unto Isaac also thou gavest Jacob and Esau. As for Jacob, thou didst choose him to thee, and put by Esau. And so Jacob became a great multitude. And it came to pass that when thou leddest his seed out of Egypt, thou broughtest them up to the Mount Sinai.
Always confirming Sinai. So that, what is it called? I think it's Alexandria, where they got a fake Mount Sinai. No, the scriptures say the real Mount Sinai is in Arabia.
And bowing the heavens, thou didst set fast the earth, movest the whole world, and made the depths to tremble, and troubled the men of that age.
So when the Most High glory came, it was troubling. It was, what is this going on? That's what the Israelites seen, right? So think on this. Paint your visual in your head. Finish reading.
And thy glory went through 4 gates of fire, and of earthquake, and of wind, and of cold.
So the Most High sent the Spirit of Christ to do all this, and they saying it don't matter. Finish reading.
That thou mightest give the law unto thy seed, Jacob. So like the seed of Jacob, and diligence unto generation of Israel.
Unto the generation of Israel got this law, right? Finish reading.
And yet tookest thou not away from them a wicked heart.
So they still is in the flesh, but they got this law.
That thy law might bring forth fruit in them.
So this law is supposed to bring forth fruit in us. It's supposed to clean us up. It's supposed to change your ways. It's supposed to be holy. It's separate. We love doing this work. You love reading about the Most High. You love the way your life has changed. You love staying on this. You can't stand when you get away from this. You know the medicine you need. Every time you go off, you better not be waiting till it get too bad to stay on the Most High. You know, if there's a little trouble, I don't care. It's coming. He gonna fix it real soon. He gonna fix it real soon. That's why when people be coming, they just, man, how is this? It's like, they just don't understand when you just waiting on the Most High. You not tripping as much. Stuff that the world go crazy about. You got this law. You believing in the Most High. This book, people losing their mind these days. And they see something in you. They see Christ dwelling in you. And they just like, man, I'm just going to go through it this way. Won't even have the faith of a mustard seed. So, he went through all this to give the law. Now, let's get into it about the sprinkling of that blood. Let's go to Exodus chapter 24. Let's go to Exodus chapter 24. Let's start at verse 1.
Everybody there, Con? The book of Exodus, chapter 24, and verse 1. And he said unto Moses, Come up unto the Lord, thou and Aaron, Nadab and Abihu, and 70 of the elders of Israel, and worship ye afar off. And Moses alone shall come near the Lord, but they shall not come nigh, neither shall the people go up with him. And Moses came and told the people all the words of the Lord, and all the judgments. And all the people answered with one voice, and said, All the words which the Lord have said, we will do. And Moses wrote all the words of the Lord, and rose up early in the morning, and builded an altar under the hill, and 12 pillars according to the 12 tribes of Israel. And he sent young men of the children of Israel, which offered burnt offerings and sacrificed peace offerings of oxen unto the Lord. And Moses took half of the blood and put it in basins, and half of the blood he sprinkled on the altar. And he took the book of the covenant and read in the audience of the people. And they said, all that the Lord hath said will we do.
This is in blood. This is a blood contract. Like the Illuminati want to do. They always trying to copy what the Most High got going on, right? This is in blood right here. This is, so when they say it doesn't matter who Israel is, no, it do. We not saying we just gonna jump on you and call you the devil because you're not Israel, but think about how deep it is. You can't escape the curses because it's up on you. It's up on you and your generations forever. So to break the curse, you got to come back to the covenant. You got to come back to law, statute, commandments. That's why you can't get it together. That's why we can't do business together. That's why we can't just get it together. Why our community, that's why it is. That's why brothers got to just do this work, because it's no other way to bring it together. We don't care if few celebrities make it. That's not real. That's not even 1%. That's not real. That's just keep you on. You could do evil and win. Maybe I get them this year. Maybe I get them next decade. Or I'm 50, I still rap. Finish reading.
All that the Lord hath said will we do, and be obedient. And Moses took the blood and sprinkled it on the people and said, behold, the blood of the covenant which the Lord hath made with you concerning all these words.
Look, y'all on a covenant. You signed on a dotted line. You said, I do. You said, I do. You wanted all the promises. You wanted all the glory. You wanted Jerusalem. You wanted the land of Canaan. You wanted to be mighty. You wanted to be big. You wanted to be royalty. You want to be a queen. You want to be a king. Finish reading.
Then went up Moses and Aaron and Nadab and Abihu and 70 of the elders of Israel. And they saw the God of Israel.
They saw the Elohim of Israel. They saw the power of Israel.
And there was under his feet, as it were, a paved work of a sapphire stone.
So they opened that up and they got to see a little bit. They seen him up on that big throne. They got to see a little bit, right?
And as it were the body of heaven in his clearness, and upon the nobles of the children of Israel, he laid not his hand. Also they saw God and did eat and drink. And the Lord said unto Moses, come up to me into the mount, and be there, and I will give thee tables of stone, and a law and commandments, which I have written, that thou mayest teach them.
So the nobles got to see a little bit, but he said, Moses, come up a little bit more. Come up a little bit more.
And Moses rose up, and his minister Joshua, and Moses went up into the mount of God. Verse 14, and he said unto the elders, tarry ye here for us, until we come again unto you. And behold, Aaron and Hur are with you. If any man have any matters to do, let him come unto them. And Moses went up into the mount, and a cloud covered the mount, and the glory of the Lord abode upon Mount Sinai. And the cloud covered it 6 days. And the 7th day he called unto Moses out of the midst of the cloud. And the sight of the glory of the Lord was like devouring fire on the top of the mount in the eyes of the children of Israel.
Too bright, too much power, too much going on. If he made all these things, don't you think he will be more powerful than come on now. Just power running all up and through just think about that. The power, right? The power, looking like power. What does power look like? Look at what the power look like running through your house. So the power that made those powers, what type of power are you dealing with? All that electricity and just the power, just y'all want the power, right? Let's go Exodus 32. So our people seen the power, and then what they do? What are people that see the power do? They seen all the power. They see the awakening. They see you cleaning it up. They see prophecy unfolding today. Speaking of today, they see the rulers of this world coming out. They see all this devil music going on. They still don't know if they should come on in. Well, maybe I'll live to be 2,000 years. Maybe I don't really need that stuff you're talking about. Maybe I'll just take my chance. Maybe I'll just die and take my chance. And I had opportunity. Maybe he loved me so much. Maybe he loved me so much because I've been in Babylon. I never even had to fish for my food. I never had to just walk on the street with sandals, and I never had to do it. Maybe he just loves me more than the people in these other countries. He done made it comfortable all the time. Maybe no, he not playing. Read that from the top.
The book of Exodus, chapter 32 and verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
And when the people saw that Moses delayed to come down of the mount, the people gathered themselves together unto Aaron, and said unto him, Up, make us gods, which shall go before us. For as for this Moses, the man that brought us up out of the land of Egypt, we wot not what has become of him.
You know where he went. You know where he at getting the law, and you playing. Finish reading.
And Aaron said unto them, Break off the golden earrings, which are in the ears of your wives, of your sons, and of your daughters, and bring them unto me.
Mm-hmm.
And all the people brake off the golden earrings which were in their ears, and brought them unto Aaron. And he received them at their hand, and fashioned it with a graving tool, after he had made it a molten calf. And they said, These be thy gods, O Israel, which brought thee up out of the land of Egypt.
Oh, that calf that's on Wall Street. This be your God. Get money. This be your God. Uh-huh.
And when Aaron saw it, he built an altar before it. And Aaron made proclamation and said, Tomorrow is a feast to the Lord. And they rose up early on the morrow and offered burnt offerings and brought peace offerings. And the people sat down to eat and to drink and rose up to play.
Mm-hmm.
And the Lord said unto Moses, Go, get thee down.
Rose up to play. Our people play too much. Finish reading.
Go, get thee down, for thy people, which thou broughtest out of the land of Egypt, have corrupted themselves.
So we don't corrupt the Most High. We corrupt ourselves. Uh-huh.
They have turned aside quickly out of the way which I have commanded them. They have made them a molten calf, and have worshipped it, and have sacrificed thereunto, and said, These be thy gods, O Israel, which have brought thee up out of the land of Egypt.
This be thy gods, O Israel, that have brought thee out of the land of Egypt. So why would our people go bow down to a rock at the Kaaba stone? What would make our people want to go and serve a fat Buddha? Like, what would make our people want to go and say, this be our God, this Buddha right here, this Chinaman Buddha? What would make our people want to just believe in Wall Street? What would make our people just want to believe that, so forth and so on, right? Finish reading.
Verse 9. And the Lord said unto Moses, I have seen this people, and behold, it is a stiff-necked people.
It's a what?
This is a stiff-necked people.
These people stiff-necked. These people stiff-necked. Let's go to Proverbs 3 and 6.
So if they physically saw Moses save them, how did they turn so quick to believe that?
They see you change your life, right? They see how we change our life, right?
Yeah.
Not just that, right? Let's take it deeper, like you're saying, because that's deeper than that, right? They see, but they can't see. It's the scales over their eyes. Like, they spiritually sleep. That's why I say these people are asleep, but not with strong drink. Think about it. You don't even see this campaign going on no more. And they said millions of people are dying by the second. And it's just next. Well, it doesn't matter. More football. Raiders play tomorrow. The Niners gonna lose tomorrow. Nah, just for real though, just they seen the power, right? We say we seen the power. They see a child being born. That's not enough for them. They see a casket. They see people going into the dirt. They got family members that's passed on. They don't think, it's no design behind this. They just think they don't care to even consider, like the words say. Let's get that. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 1. Huh?
They don't even care to look.
Yeah, they don't care to look. So Satan got them right where they want, right where he want them. Satan be laughing at these people. Like, these people silly. Not just the rulers of this world, but even the people. Wait, y'all, the truth is here now, and they still don't want it. Oh, I'm good. That's probably how he's looking at it. They don't even wait. We the chosen people. Oh, so the ships make sense? Yeah. Well, you never really cared about your people. You just lying. You just trying to march and go steal out of some building in a riot. You didn't really care about all them people dying by the police and all that. That's cap. Get that in 1 and 3 through 5.
Isaiah, right?
Con.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 1, verse 3. The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib.
So even the animal know, right?
But Israel does not know. My people does not consider. Ah, sinful nation, a people laden with iniquity, a seed of evildoers.
A seed of evildoers,
Children that are corrupters. They have forsaken the Lord. They have provoked the Holy One of Israel unto anger. They are gone away backward.
They gone. Keep reading.
Why should ye be stricken anymore?
Why would they? Why keep getting spanked? You don't have nothing in this world,
Ye will revolt more and more. The whole head is sick.
Whole head sick.
And the whole heart faint.
Everything about you is messed up, and you still don't want to come to this word of the Lord. You still don't want no truth. You jacked up every day, all day. You so messed up, and you still in a seat of evildoers. What did family? Let's get some real answers, right? We not with no we not political. We just serving the Most High by His law. When you think of black people, what do you think of?
Dysfunction. Loss. Anger.
Strong people that are lost and easily influenced.
That's nice. That's nice. But just like, okay, what do you think? Just lost.
Just stuck in the matrix.
Yeah.
But a lot of us don't care to get out of it though. It's comfortable.
Whole head gone, right? What I just see like what you said, like they gone. See, a lot of people love the evil though. Like at first you just think like, well, maybe you just don't know. Maybe if I, and it's like, oh, you really like it here. You like this evil, huh? You don't want to stop listening. You don't think that's, hold on, you see that your favorite artist talk about killing black people and now you know and you still gonna defend that person? Well, yeah, man, it's a product of the environment.
Look at that though, product of the environment, all the diseases that be on us, saying it's passed down through generation. Oh, well, it's just in our genes. Nah, you keep eating the way that your grandma was eating and y'all dying early. Like,
just keep taking a poison. How you grown and you want your child to hear that female artist? You don't think nothing wrong with that? So the whole head is gone, like you said, lost. Seed of evildoers, and that's why we talking about the wilderness, because the only thing that broke us out that Egyptian mindset was, he said, they got to get a law. I got to remove them, got to give them a law, right? Gave them a law in the wilderness. Proverbs 3 and 6. Gonna be wrapping it up soon.
I think if that opportunity was like any other nation that had the Most High by their side, they would probably get smacked right and be walk the way they're supposed to be.
Let's go to Ezekiel.
Yep.
Let's go to Ezekiel.
Just something about
Chapter 3.
Lemons.
Let's start at verse 3.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 3 and verse 3. And he said unto me, Son of man, cause thy belly to eat, and fill thy bowels with this roll that I give thee. Then did I eat, and it was in my mouth as honey for sweetness,
And he said unto me, Son of man, go, get thee unto the house of Israel, and speak with my words unto them. For thou art not sent to a people of a strange speech and of an hard language, but to the house of Israel. Not too many people of a strange speech and of an hard language, whose words thou canst not understand.
So you sent unto your own people that know you. It's not just foreign people that can't understand you.
Surely had I sent thee to them, they would have hearkened unto thee.
So that's what he say. He say, if I sent you somewhere else, they would have been hearkened unto this. You know, but I send you to these people. Finish reading.
But the house of Israel would not hearken unto thee, for they would not hearken unto me. For all the house of Israel are imprudent and hard-hearted. Behold, I have made thy face strong against their faces, and thy forehead strong against their foreheads. As an adamant, harder.
We'll leave it there.
Okay.
But the Most High, you know, he said, man, I sent you to another nation, but the Most High, he loves showing his power, like the word say. He just want to show his power. So he gonna just show, look, the most jacked up people. You say you could do whatever you want. You can't kill unless they breaking this law and they just evil. Look, you can do what you want with them. They under the curse. I bet you I'll bring them back. I bet you I'll come back down by 80 points. I bet you I'll beat you in the fourth quarter. I bet you I'll come back. You know? I bet you I'll come back. Watch. Go ahead. Have action at them. Just watch what I do with the last generation. Have all your technology. Have all your war. Print the money. Have the banks. Put them in the ghettos. Go ahead. Put your drugs there. Give them coke. Give them crack. Give them weed. Give them E. Give them weed. Give them all the pills. Give them the heroin. Give it all to them. Give them bad food. Give them dysfunctional family. Give them they women twerking. They men lost. Give them self-hate. I bet you I'll bring them back. I bet you they expose your wickedness in the last days. I bet you they'll start keeping this law. So we trying to be a part of that, right? We really about it. We're not just talking. We're not just out here like smoking a blunt. Yeah, that's deep. Yeah, the white man. Yeah. Man, we about this work. We about this work, family. Con. Let's go to let's get that one in Proverbs 3 and 6.
The book of Proverbs chapter 3 and verse 6. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths.
In all thy ways acknowledge him. Leviticus 10 and 1. Let's fly through it.
The book of Leviticus chapter 10 and verse 1. And Nadab and Abihu, the sons of Aaron, took either of them his censer and put fire therein.
Oh, okay. So Aaron's sons, which was the priest that was reading, was the minister for Moses. His sons didn't come correct to the Most High, right? As he ordered.
And Nadab and Abihu, the sons of Aaron, took either of them his censer and put fire therein and put incense thereon and offered strange fire before the Lord, which he commanded them not.
No, he wants you to approach him just like he said. Like you want your meat seasoned a certain way. He wants you to come the right way he said. Finish reading.
And there went out fire from the Lord and devoured them, and they died before the Lord.
Just for making a wrong move, because he said, look, you gotta come correct. You gotta come like I'm saying you gotta come. You gotta come correct, family. And after that, then what? He gave you his feast days in Leviticus 11. Or he gave you dietary in Leviticus 11. He gave you his feast and holy days in Leviticus 23. So he gave all this coming up out of the wilderness, right? He gave you his handbook for his heritage. You wanted to sign a contract. You didn't. And look at that. It gets so deep. Who's the main people complaining about the contracts in the music industry? Never reading contracts right. Never reading the small print. And the Most High didn't give it small print, right? He say, look, this is what it is. You want this? Numbers 1 and 4. So then he gave you so much structure. Get Numbers 1 and 4. He showed you, okay, now I'm giving you order. I gave you the law. I gave you the feast days. Now I'm going to show you how to get the proper setup. Leaving the wilderness. This is the setup. Numbers 1 and 4.
The book of Numbers, chapter 1 and verse 4.
Uh-huh.
And with you there shall be a man of every tribe.
Uh-huh.
Every one head of the house of his fathers.
Mm-hmm. So, every man that got a tribe, right, of his fathers, the father's lineage. Go to verse 18.
And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month. And they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers.
So, who's your father? What lineage? Okay, now y'all over here. So, he even made separation. All y'all coming up out of here? Okay, now we got to put y'all in a proper place. He gave us the proper setup. Can we come together? We never come together. Right? So, he gave us a proper setup even with that. Exodus 20 and 20.
The book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 20.
Mm-hmm.
And Moses said unto the people, fear not, for God is come to prove you, and that his fear may be before your faces, that ye sin not.
So this is all that you sin not. Look, I'm not with the Most High is saying, I'm not, that's the devil's heritage, what the world is doing. His heritage is clean, is holy. It's not 10 karat gold. It's 144 karat. It's pure gold. It's no, we're not making a culture, calling a culture of destruction. This is not what the Most High gave you. They're okay with you having that. They're okay with putting you up as Will Smith and Jada slapping and Chris Rock and fighting and chaos and you in Walmart tripping and no, don't be wrapping your head. Keep the bonnet on. Don't wear that. Don't wear the fringes. Twerk something. Like, it's just the opposite of what the Most High gave us, right? Deuteronomy 8 and 2.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 8 and verse 2. And thou shalt remember all the way which the Lord thy God led thee these 40 years in the wilderness, to humble thee and to prove thee.
So this was to humble you and prove you in the wilderness, to get you right. You know, the truth's supposed to be humbling. His word's supposed to be humbling to get you right. 1 Peter chapter 4 from the top.
What's the last precept, Deuteronomy?
8 and 2.
First Peter.
So I messed up. No, let's go. Let's get chapter 4 and verse 12. Let's start there. 1 Peter.
The book of 1 Peter, chapter 4 and verse 12. Beloved, think it not strange concerning the fiery trial, which is to try you, as though some strange thing happened unto you. But rejoice inasmuch as ye are partakers of Christ's suffering, that when his glory shall be revealed, ye may be glad also with exceeding joy. If ye be reproached for the name of Christ, happy are ye, for the spirit of glory and of God rested upon you.
So you're going to go through some stuff. Remember, it's all about proving you. He not going to tempt you with evil, but you in this flesh, right? You got the sins of Adam to deal with. Then you got the sins of Adam for all mankind, right? So you have been in this world, so you're going through it, but then you got the special curses because you Israel. But it's all good, because it's what you gonna receive is much more better if you just come on in. If you just come on in, Go to Numbers chapter 14, verse 12. Salaki is 16 and 12. Start there.
The book of Numbers, chapter 16 and verse 12. And Moses sent to call Dathan and Abiram, the sons of Eliab, which said, we will not come up. It is a small thing that thou hast brought us up out of a land that floweth with milk and honey.
Man, we done messing with you. You done brought us out here, man. We was always out there eating good up in Egypt, man. You bringing us out here in this wilderness. It's hot. Read.
To kill us in the wilderness, except thou make thyself altogether a prince over us.
Oh, just so you could be ruling over us. This is about you. This ain't about nothing.
Moreover, thou hast not brought us into a land that floweth with milk and honey.
We've been here all this time and we still not there. What's going on?
Or given us inheritance of fields and vineyards. Wilt thou put out the eyes of these men? We will not come up. And Moses was very wroth, and said unto the Lord, respect not thou their offering. I have not taken one ass from them, neither have I hurt one of them. And Moses said unto Korah, Be thou and all thy company before the Lord, thou and they and Aaron tomorrow, and take every man his censer, and put incense in them.
Make sure you bring your incense.
And bring ye before the Lord, every man his censer, 250 censers.
We gotta get some censers up in here. Finish reading.
Thou also and Aaron, each of you his censer.
Does anyone know what a censer is? It's that little, you hold the censer, you put your incense in it instead of just, we just kind of, today, we just go get the stick and just put it in the door, right? We just get the stick now, but you got, you have your censer. Maybe we get one. Finish reading. Nah, they got, they burning to their God, though. Finish reading.
And they took every man his censer, and put fire in them, and laid incense thereon, and stood in the door of the tabernacle of the congregation with Moses and Aaron. And Korah gathered all the congregation against them unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. And the glory of the Lord appeared unto all the congregation.
That glory.
And the Lord spake unto Moses and unto Aaron, saying, Separate yourselves from among this congregation, that I may consume them in a moment.
I'm gonna get them. They've been talking.
And they fell upon their faces and said, O God, the God of the spirits of all flesh, shall one man sin, and wilt thou be wroth with all the congregation? And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the congregation, saying, Get you up from about the tabernacle of Korah.
Jump it down to 28.
Verse 28. And Moses said hereby, Ye shall know that the Lord hath sent me to do all these works, for I have not done them of my own. If these men die the common death of all men, or if they be visited after the visitation of all men, then the Lord hath not sent me. But if the Lord make a new thing, and the earth open her mouth and swallow them up with all that appertain unto them, and they go down quick into the pit, then ye shall understand that these men have provoked the Lord. And it came to pass, as he had made an end of speaking all the words, and that the ground clave asunder that was under them, and the earth opened her mouth and swallowed them up, and their houses, and all the men that appertained unto Korah, and all their goods.
Everything they were dealing with was gone, right? Ezekiel chapter 20. So a lot going on in this wilderness about just being obedient, staying focused. There's some people was down for a little bit, then stop. Let's start at verse 34. Let's just hit it.
The book of Ezekiel chapter 20 and verse 34. And I will bring you out from the people, and will gather you out of the countries wherein you are scattered.
So this is future prophecies, huh?
With a mighty hand, and with a stretched out arm, and with fury poured out. And I will bring you into the wilderness of the people, and there will I plead with you face to face, like as I pleaded with your fathers in the wilderness of the land of Egypt.
So he say it's gonna happen all over again.
So will I plead with you, saith the Lord God, and I will cause you to pass under the rod, and I will bring you into the bond of the covenant.
I'm gonna bring you back,
And I will purge out from among you the rebels, and them that transgressed against me.
So it's gonna be the same thing all over again,
I will bring them forth out of the country where they sojourn, and they shall not enter into the land of Israel. And ye shall know that I am the Lord.
Let's go to Zechariah chapter 14, verse 1.
The book of Zechariah chapter 14, verse 1. Behold, the day of the Lord cometh, and thy spoil shall be divided in the midst of thee. For I will gather all nations against Jerusalem to battle, and the city shall be taken, and the houses rifled, and the woman ravished, and half of the city shall go forth into captivity, and the residue of the people shall not be cut off from the city. Then shall the Lord go forth and fight against those nations, as when he fought in the day of battle.
He bringing that back. Remember, when he's on the Ark of Covenant, he was on the Ark of the Covenant. He was going before us, smite the enemies, right? Last one. Let's go to Revelation chapter 13. Let's read that from verse 1.
The book of Revelation, chapter 13, and verse 1. And I stood upon the sand of the sea, and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his heads the name of blasphemy. And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet were as the feet of a bear, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion. And the dragon gave him his power, and his seat, and great authority.
Who's the dragon?
City.
Who's the what's the beast? Who's the beast? Khan, read.
And I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed.
During the Renaissance, remember they was on the way back, Roman Empire on the way back, 1400s, right? Pope Alexander, or Pope Nicholas, writing that papal bull to the queen to go to finance the queen. It's time to start going to get them. Time to go find them. Colonization, slavery, we're on the Renaissance. We're on the way back. Finish reading.
And all the world wondered after the beast. And they worshipped the dragon, which gave power unto the beast. And they worshipped the beast, saying, Who is like unto the beast? Who was able to make war with him?
Who could go against the beast? Disguised as America and Russia and all this other. So who could go against the Roman Empire? Well, they're not here no more. Yes, they are. Finish reading.
And there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies.
They stay speaking blasphemies, right?
And power was given unto him to continue 42 months. And he opened his mouth in blasphemy against the Most High, to blaspheme his name and his tabernacle and them that dwell in heaven.
So he up there just lying on all the saints.
Verse 7. And it was given unto him to make war with the saints and to overcome them. And power was given him over all kindreds and tongues and nations.
Who are the saints? And do we have a precept? Do we have a precept? Psalms 50 and 5.
The book of Psalms, chapter 50 and verse 5. Gather my saints together unto me, those that have made a covenant with me by sacrifice.
Them Israelites that made that covenant sacrifice. Remember that blood was sprinkled? We just read it. Finish reading. Revelation.
Picking up at Revelation 13 and 8. And all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, whose names are not written in the book of life.
So they worshiping this dragon. You want to be down with the red carpet? You want to be down with the beast? You want to be down with this world? You want to be down with it? You're not written in the book of life. The book of life. The book of life. Everything is about a book. Write it in a book. Document. Right? Where's the paperwork of the law? The Most High. The book of life. The book of life. Who's written in that book of life? You got to have Christ, right? He's the way, truth, the life, right? So if you're not even dealing with him, you don't even got no action. You're not in this book of life. Who can open the book of life? Who can open the book of life?
Christ.
Where's that at? We got that? Anybody?
Revelation.
Hot.
Revelation.
We'll say under 13. We'll say under chapter 13. Hot. Burning. You're not written in the book. Time is running out. Let's go to 5. Bring that out. Revelation chapter 5. Still hold 13. Let's start at 5 and 3. Nah, let's just start at 5. Nah, 3. Let's start at 3.
So 5 and 3.
Con.
The book of Revelation, chapter 5 and verse 3. And no man in heaven nor in earth, neither under the earth, was able to open the book, neither to look thereon.
So nobody can look at this book, but who?
And I wept much, because no man was found worthy to open the book and to read the book, neither to look thereon. And one of the elders saith unto me, Weep not. Behold, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the root of David, hath prevailed to open the book and to loose the 7 seals thereof. And I beheld, and lo, in the midst of the throne and of the 4 beasts, and in the midst of the elders stood a lamb as it had been slain, having 7 horns and 7 eyes, which are the 7 spirits of the Most High, sent forth into all the earth. And he came and took the book out of the right hand of him that sat upon the throne.
So he came and grabbed the book from the Father in heaven, the Son of God, Christ, the Mashiach, right? He was the only one worthy to create the book. Look, this your inheritance, son. This your inheritance, the world. This your inheritance. This your kingdom. You my first spirit I ever created. You the first spirit. You the first spirit I created. This is your inheritance. You got it all. That's deep, right? You will try to leave your child everything, right? That you could, right? He's saying, here, go ahead, have action for 1,000 years. For 1,000 years, go ahead, have that. Everyone gonna praise you. Everyone it's gonna be righteous. It's gonna be shining. They gonna look good. The people gonna praise. They gonna praise. They gonna sing about you. You gonna give them living waters. This your kingdom. All the kings in the earth got a kingdom. They kingdom gotta run off of evil, right? They kingdom gotta run off of evil because the devil say, no, this is my world. You gotta destroy everything. And then you can get your money. I mean, I can't give you eternity though. Only the big man is offering that. There's nothing we could do about that. I mean, he giving me too. But I mean, look, in the meantime, you could destroy his people. You could have all the money. You could print the money. You don't need to buy nothing. You gotta start wars though. You gotta kill as many people. I need more bodies. Body for body, right? Like the rappers talk about. And finance their destruction so they could kill more of the people. This is how we get the numbers up. We gotta get these souls. It's deep. It gets deep. Go back to Revelation 13.
Revelation 13 and verse 8. And all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, whose names are not written in the book of life of the Lamb slain from the foundation of the world. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon, and he exerciseth all the power of the first beast before him, and causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. And he doth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men.
Oh, you know, when it come to this part, I don't know if you've seen the new videos they out there doing. They look like they trying to do some fake rapture. I don't know. They always changing some new stuff they got going on with the videos that come across your gram and your Facebook and all that. But they got big stuff they getting ready to pop off. Read.
And deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which had power, which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword and did live.
They're talking about the Roman Empire because they fell and they came back. So they got some big plans for this earth. Some big miracles that people about to fall for it. If they fell for the little shock campaign, they must got something good coming. If they fell for that, if they could give you a drive-through vax, man, people gone, whole head sick. Read.
Verse 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. And that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666.
So we know that we gonna get through this, and then we get to that wilderness part, right? And then we get to that wilderness. Then it's time. People that's in the wilderness, they know what's going on, but can they finish? Will they be able to finish? So, any questions, family? No, it's a lengthy one today. We know. Thank the Most High. Pray that it was edifying. Pray it answer some questions. Keep you serious on your walk, and just keep finishing, right? Thank the Most High for the truth that we actually gather and we get some understanding about this word, and we just not going through one scripture making you feel good and getting your money. Just thank the Most High. Let's pray out.